Yeah, you see that blue stuff right there, bud? That's coolant. You know what that means? Time to do a bleeder port. So 3.7s, G35s, 350s, too. It's a heater hose, right, that goes back into the dash behind the firewall. There's a union, and it's a little bleeder port. On this, it's just a union on 3.7s. On 350s, DEs, they have a little Phillips head cap as a bleeder port. They're plastic. Heat it up, cool it down, heat it up, cool it down. Life of the car, the plastic becomes brittle, and it starts to get cracks in it, and it will eventually break entirely. These two hoses that are joined together will separate, and then your water pump's going, and it just throws all of your coolant outside the car. It'll just dump all of it, leaving you stranded on the side of the road. We have a solution, and that's the Z1 bleeder port. So you just replace that union with this, and it adds a little bleeder cap up at the top that the 3.7 doesn't have. 3.7s don't really have any kind of bleeding issues like long procedures like a DE does. They are fairly easy to bleed out, but just in case, we do add this little bleeder port, or you could option it to have like a temp sensor there if you wanted one there. We're just gonna do the little cap. We provide the cap and the little O-ring. So we'll go ahead and assemble this and then get to removing that one. Basic tools, you know, we're gonna have to take the strut bar off to make it easier to get to, and also so you guys can see it while we're filming. Strut bar coming off, and then it's just long needle nose pliers, separate the two spring clamps, pull the two hoses apart. Hopefully the bleeder port will, or that union, the plastic stock one, will stay intact. A lot of the times they don't. When you go to separate it, they'll break, especially this one that's probably already brittle, I'm expecting it to. So that's where a pick will come in handy, something like this, and that way you can get into that hose. We'll point it and you can get all that plastic bits out, because you definitely don't want that going through your cooling system, getting stuck in your radiator, anything like that. So be mindful if you're doing this at home, when you go to separate it, make sure you get all the plastic bits out if it comes apart on you. 3.7s, as far as like coolant coming out, a little bit will come out, not a lot. Definitely still recommend like doing a bleeding procedure and checking the fluid level when you're done, but I'm not expecting a lot to come out. But yeah, I'll give you a nice little O-ring. Just slide that guy on and thread it right into the top. Just like that. I'll go ahead and tighten this guy down because I'm not planning on opening this once we're back in there. Easy. Sweet. So now we can start disassembling the car. Sweet. And now for the cowl back here. Normally there's two clips here. I don't know why, Lucas, but they're missing. But if once these two body clips are out, which you can use body clip removal pliers or just like a flathead screwdriver and pop it up, you just pull this guy up and it'll pop out of place. Goes. Sweet. So yeah, you can see it's just, there's a tab there, there's one there, there, and there. So just pry up, try not to bend it backwards, just try to pull straight up, they'll all pop out. You just gotta manhandle it a little bit. And then I believe we're two, what are those, 14s in the back? And then the strut bar can come off. There we go. And just for simplicity, I'm gonna grab a 10 mil and take the engine cover off too, just to give me a little bit more room back there. One in the middle I forgot about. There we go. We can leave the front half on, just need to take the back half off. Alrighty, now we should have a pretty good line of sight on this guy. Oh yeah, bud. Yeah, she's a little seepy. Sweet. So just those two spring clamps, we'll grab some pliers, slide them down on either way, separate them, and go from there. I think that's off of it. Yeah, it is. I'm gonna just, you guys don't have to do this, but I'm gonna do it just to make it easier. I'm gonna slide this guy on out of here. There we go. Just to make it easier. Alrighty, let's see if we can pull it. Whew. Guys on there. Ooh. There it goes. There we go. So yeah, it actually doesn't look that bad. It's leaking from up here. Oh, it's just where I splashed it. It's okay. Oh yeah, there you go. That's how easy that was to break apart. Did it all fall out? It did. Sweet. I just turned it upside down, so there's a puddle of coolant on the ground, but there's also bits of plastic down there. Sweet. Old one removed. Yeah, that sucked. It wasn't gonna come out in one piece, so I pretty much just had to crush it and break it all the way around, and then take both hoses, point them down to get all of the plastic bits out. But yeah, they're out. So now we can throw on our new one. And you could reuse your old spring clamps, but I already have two new ones pulled and they're locked, which is super nice. So I don't have to like sit here, compress it and try to slide it in. So I'm definitely gonna use these since I have them. It's just gonna make the install a little bit easier, but I do have to get this one off. Whew. Here's some big guys. These things have a lot of tension in them. I got that one. But this one right here isn't wanting to let go. There it goes. Sweet. That's it. Oh, almost forgot, Lucas. Disconnected this guy just to make it a little easier. If you did that, make sure you put it back. Sweet. All right, put the strut bar back on, the engine cover, and we're good. That's how easy it is to install a coolant bleeder port on a 370Z. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment on what video you want us to do next.